Hey, Carl here with Columbia Water Gardens, and today I'm going to teach you how we go about cleaning biofalls. Now, I've got a couple of really great videos on my channel that show you how we rock in the waterfall, the rock tray in the biofalls, and I've had a lot of people respond back to those videos. Well, how do you clean the filters? Can you still get the filters out, and how do you go about cleaning it? This pond was completed construction right around the beginning of the year, so it's been about 7-8 months since the biology has started, and I'm going to show you a couple different things. Number one, when you need to know that it's time to clean your biofalls, and number two, the techniques that we use to preserve the beneficial bacteria that is colonizing on your lava rock or your bioballs. We're going to talk about those two things in the video as well as number three, how to clean the pads without disturbing the rock tray. So follow along with me. I'm going to show you a couple of telltale signs that shows you that it's time to clean. So come over here. In this stream bed here, we start to see an accumulation of beneficial bacteria growth that's starting to accumulate around these rocks over here. So that's sign number one, okay? But take a look at this area over here. Look right here. You see this? So what we're starting to see is a little bit of a collection of debris, and this little bit of collection of debris is what's going to start fighting your pond for water clarity. If you notice, the inside of this pond is starting to look a lot green. There's a couple things that need to be done to clear this up. Number one, we got to clean the biofalls. Number two is we need to hit the pond with some extra beneficial bacteria. So we're going to hit this pond after we clean the biofalls with Aquascape Sludge and Filter Cleaner. It's a very heavy, concentrated dose of beneficial bacteria, and it's designed to turbocharge the reset of your biofalls. And I recommend using this every time you clean your biofalls, because even though we're going to be clean about getting all the stuff out of it, we still got to recharge that area. So check this out. Come on up here. So as you can see, when we built this pond, we used a lot of foam, and we rocked in the rock tray, and we brought the landscaping all up around the back side of this. I'm going to put a link in this video so that you can see the techniques that we use in building a properly hidden biofalls. So you can check that video out later. But the focus of this video is how do we go about cleaning it. One last thing I want you to see is that there's a lot of debris that's starting to collect. You see this right over here on top, and you see this over here in the back. When you start to see this, then you know it's time. Step number one, I'm going to go turn off the pump. The pump is inside the skimmer on the other side of the pond. And I'm just going to go around the corner of the house real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, hold on, pause the video. A couple things I have to point out. There's going to be some questions that are going to be asked. Number one, why is the water so green? The water is green because I can tell just by looking at it that the biofalls need to be cleaned, which is number one. Number two, because the homeowner has backed off on the treatment of beneficial bacteria. I can tell by looking at it. This level of algae should not be going on. So the third thing is that if he hasn't backed off on his treatment of beneficial bacteria, then it's time to change over. This pond receives a lot of afternoon sun. The patio cover I'm underneath right now blocks the morning sun in the midday, but then the afternoon sun, this hillside over here behind me, is due west. So it's possible that what he needs to do is he needs to switch over to bacteria that's strong in photosynthetic beneficial bacteria. My maintenance manager, John, he just walked up, and we're going to treat this pond with some photosynthetic bacteria, and it's going to turbocharge the reset of this pond. Number two is this. This is John. Say hi, John. Okay, number two is this. You can see how much water came out of this pond doing the backwash. So a lot of people are going to ask, do we need to use pond detoxifier? The answer to that question is a little bit of an iffy thing, because pond detoxifier does more than remove chlorine and bind chloramine. But what it does do also is it also binds heavy metals. And so it depends on your region. It depends on how much heavy metals and how hard the water is where you live. Out here, our water isn't so laden with heavy metals. So I'm going to say the answer is no, and here's why. When you're doing a water change of less than 25% of the pond's volume, you don't need to use pond detoxifier. In fact, I actually kind of frown upon it because of a couple different things. When this water tops off, there's going to be a little bit of extra chlorine that's going to find its way into the pond, which is going to fight a little bit of the algae bloom that's going on, and it's going to work in union with the beneficial bacteria that we're going to be treating the pond with. So in this particular case, I'm going to say no, and I'm very confident that what you see here, which is some pretty dark water, you're going to see this clear up within, like I say, about 7 to 10 days, especially with the photosynthetic bacteria that we're going to be using. So what is that photosynthetic bacteria? I like to use the Aquascape Professional Blend Lake and Wetland Filter treatment. It is extremely concentrated. 1 ounce treats, I think, like 4,000 gallons of water, which is about the volume of this. I'm going to double treat it. I'm going to hit it with 2 ounces. You can't overdose beneficial bacteria. I mean, you can, but within reason, you can't. So that's going to also help this. So we're going to use the sludge and filter cleaner to establish the bacteria colony in the biofalls, and we're going to use Aquascape's Professional Blend Lake and Wetland treatment. John, let me see that real quick, the Pro Blend. Here's the bottle that it comes in. Check that out. And if you look at the dosage, 1 bottle treats how many gallons? 700 plus thousand gallons of water. Super strong stuff. So I hope that answers some of the questions you guys are going to be answering or asking in the channel. There's going to be a lot of comments in this video. Please, please, please post away. If you're a professional partner of mine, if you're one of the other certified Aquascape contractors that subscribe to my channel, and if you have questions about what's going on over here, if you have ways that maybe you can see that we could be doing things better, I want to learn from you as well. And even if you're not a certified Aquascape contractor like us, and maybe you're just somebody that's out there that also runs a pond business, I want to hear from you too as well. So put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Back to the video. So with the pump off, we can start removing our stuff. So looks like the customer put a little rock inside here, decorative. There's another rock inside here. We'll pull those out. And then underneath here, we have a bag of lava rock. There's actually 2 bags of them here. I'm just going to set that off to the side here. We'll get bag number 2 out. Now, as you can start to see, the inside of the biofalls is really murky. Look at that. There's still more to get out. Pad number 1. So you see, I can just bend the pad around the rock tray. I don't have to take the rock tray out. It's just going to flex right out. We'll set that off to the side. And we'll bend that pad. Now, we don't necessarily have to remove this, but if we want to, there's always a way to finagle these things out. And we'll turn it. There we go. So the big question is what do we do next? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a pump and I'm going to pump this sludge water out. And when I do that, I'm going to go back over to the pond and I'm going to turn the skimmer back on. And what that's going to do is that's going to kind of get basically clean pond water going back inside here. Attached to the pump, I'm discharging And here I'm just going outside their back slope. No big deal. So as you can see, the water from the pond is rinsing out the bottom of the biofalls. And the stuff that's coming out the bottom is almost clear. That's actually pretty clear. She's looking pretty good. Now the other thing I'll probably want to do here, watch out Michelle, I'm going to take the force of this water here and I'm going to clean out their stream bed a little bit too. I'm just going to take this and kind of give their stream a little bit of a heavy rinse. The reason why I'm doing that is because the stream bed is actually a living part of the filter. You're probably looking at this going, oh my gosh, look at all that stuff that's finding its way back down into the pond. Don't worry about that. The digestive enzymes are going to clean that right out. And we're looking pretty good. Go ahead and turn that off. Oh, I almost forgot. My bad. We got to clean our stuff. So now I'm using pond water to clean off the pads instead of a garden hose. The reason why I like to do it this way is because the beneficial bacteria that are colonizing inside the pond are also colonizing throughout the pads. And by doing this, I'm also giving the pond a little bit of a water change. The automatic fill valve is going to top that right off. Look at all this stuff that's coming out. And using the pump is a much greater force than what you're going to get out of a garden hose. It's a messy job, but this is normal maintenance for a pond. Try to keep the shelf from getting wet. Don't worry about getting these things spotless. That's not the point. The point is to get yourself from completely thick and matted down with gunk to mostly clean. We're going to do that one more time. I've seen Mike Rowe have some pretty nasty jobs. This is a pretty nasty job. But as you can see, there's a lot of debris here that's coming right off. You'll also start to feel the pad getting a lot lighter because all this mud, all this fish waste is now finding its way out of the pad. That looks good. Oh, did I get you, Michelle? Sorry, babe. All right, so those guys are done. Last but not least, these are heavy. Sorry about the breathing. Now the lava rock, let's talk about that. I said earlier in the video, we're going to kind of talk about an argument, a discussion in the pond community, lava rock versus bioballs. It's all about surface area. It's all about the colonization of beneficial bacteria. And again, I apologize for the heavy breathing. This is not easy work. Lava rock are porous. And the porous rock still grows anaerobic bacteria on the inside of the lava rock. The benefit of anaerobic bacteria is that anaerobic bacteria consume nitrate. Look at, she's backing up. And nitrate is a primary food source for plants. So not only is it colonizing beneficial bacteria on the inside, or anaerobic bacteria rather, on the inside of the lava rock, but it's colonizing beneficial bacteria on the outside. Come on over here and take a look at how clear the water is coming out of the biofalls now. You can see to the bottom, whereas before you couldn't see an inch. And we've done this without disturbing the rocks in the rock tray. I'm not going to bore you with reassembly. You've already seen it come apart. You can see how it goes back together again. This is how simple it is to clean a biofalls. In the time it's taking me to shoot this video, I think maybe I'm guessing 5 minutes, Michelle? What's the timer?
Well, 21.
Okay, so 15 minutes. But the 15 minutes is going to make all the difference in your pond. We're going to go ahead and treat this pond with bacteria, and I am very confident that it's going to be 1,000 times better in about 7 to 10 days. You're going to get a little bit dirty doing this. There's a little bit of work behind it. If you're not physically fit, ask for help. But these are the steps. And as you can see, the rock tray's not been moved. Everything's intact. If you like this video, if you just came across my channel for the first time, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel. And I also, and if you have questions about this video, if we want to talk or have a discussion going about lava rock or bioballs or beneficial bacteria or aerobic or anaerobic bacteria, all that stuff, put your comments down below. I answer 100% of every single question that is asked on my channel. And by the way, I have a big contest. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And right now, we are really, really close. We just broke 9,000 subscribers last week. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being fans. In the meantime, I'm Carl with Columbia Water Gardens, and I'm here to remind you that cleaning biofalls is a little bit of work, a little bit messy, but it's super important. Happy ponding. Goodbye.